I am from hustleandgroove.com, and I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that you should avoid when you're trying to balance the side hustle with your day job. So I've talked about a few other things before. One, try not to do any of your work letting it creep into your work hours. You definitely want to avoid that. But one of the other things that you might not have thought about is, particularly if you're working with clients outside of your time zone, is taking Skype calls during the day that you're at work. So for me, this used to happen because I was working in Australia and the majority of my clients were US based. So a Skype call to have a quick chat with the client, whether it was 5-10 minutes long, or if I was doing an interview for a job on Upwork, that would generally land in sort of the middle of my day, so around my lunchtime. But there are definitely a few instances where they landed at around 10 a.m. my time. Now that is super difficult to try and schedule while you're working a day job, particularly if you're in a job where you don't really have a lot of flexibility to be able to just go and walk out. Luckily for me, I did have a little bit of that flexibility. Like, I was able to book a meeting room if I needed. I could pop out to the coffee shop and grab a coffee and chat to a client then. But definitely something that you probably want to try and avoid as much as possible. And of course, that's really tricky, particularly if you're new and you're wanting to build up your client base and you want to speak to as many clients as you possibly can. So here's a couple of things that you can probably try and juggle or try and schedule those in. One, I would try and schedule them in before you go to work. So get up early, whatever works, that would be my preference. I tried to schedule as many of those as I could, but there are always going to be times where that's just not possible. The other thing that you could do is try and schedule it for when your boss isn't around, or you know that you're going to have the flexibility to pop out if you need to. Generally, most companies that you work for have that slight flexibility. If you want to pop out and grab a coffee or something like that, then that's when I would try and schedule it in for. And you know what? Let your potential client know that you're still juggling things, that this is the time that you're available, and this is non-negotiable. You don't need to say that you're working still a full-time job. As a freelancer, you are balancing your hours. So a potential client isn't expecting you to be available 24/7. As long as you're upfront with your availability, then you should be fine. I use a scheduling app called Calendly, and I will link to that so that you can figure that out for yourself. And it's free. It connects straight into your Google Calendar, and it allows clients to go and schedule a time in your time zone, but shows to them in their time zone. It just makes this whole process easy. You can put in blockout dates and everything like that, so that makes that whole process easier. So if you have to take a Skype call, try and schedule it in around either being out to pop out to grab a coffee, or do it before you even get to work. I hope you found that helpful, and if you've got any questions, head on over to hustleandgroove.com and find this vlog, and you'll be able to continue the conversation there, or leave a comment below, and I will talk to you soon.